Hi, Jamie J here. I am contacting you from Chesterfield County, Virginia. Yay! RVA area, but we're actually in Chesterfield County. That's different-ish. Anyway, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time to view this content. The reason why I'm here today, or my purpose, is to share information about this wonderful book that I stumbled across, which is called Oneness. And Oneness is a book that is about great principles shared by all religions, and it is written by Jeffrey Moses with an introduction and a special prayer from Mother Teresa. And the reason why I'm sharing this book is because I found a bunch of the principles in here to be to resonate with me, and to show the consistency of connectedness within different ways of worship, or ways of giving or paying homage to the spirit. So the principle that I will be going over today in this book is start when young to seek wisdom. When a seed germinates, when a seed germinates, it first sends a root downward into the earth. Only when the root is firmly established do limbs and branches begin to form. When constructing a skyscraper that will tower hundreds of feet in the air, builders first dig into the ground. Only when the foundation is complete does the upward construction begin. The same is true in a young person's growth. The stronger and more orderly the inner preparation, the greater the chance of fulfillment in life. A great step is taken towards success and happiness when one becomes able to learn from the advice of others, not only from one's own success and failures. Until that time, progress will be slow, and unnecessary suffering will result. The most important advice to be understood and followed is the collected wisdom of the world's religions. The wisdom allows a person to establish an inner foundation for the success and happiness. The younger a person is when he becomes aware of this, the easier it will be to accomplish all he wants in life. So for me, seeking wisdom at starting when young to seek wisdom is paramount to the development of youth. And personally, I consider myself to be a teacher, and I teach youth or adolescents. I've attempted to coach adults, but I teach youth. And within teaching the youth, there's a lot of things they don't know, and a lot of their understandings of things come from their experiences in life. And some of those experiences seep through them from the way they're cared for by their parents, or not cared for by their parents. And that can create a foundation of things that will later manifest itself in some aspect of that child's life. So it's important to not only for the child to learn at a young age, and also to have that desire to seek to grow and understand in wisdom, but also to have great teachers, who are passionate about what they do, who really want to, be that water, be that water for the child, because the child is a seed. Like I said, a child is like an apple seed. You crack that apple seed open, there's nothing in there, it's empty. But if you plant that apple seed, and you care for that apple seed, and you water that apple seed, it will eventually start to take roots and grow into an apple tree. So My role is not to tell that seed to be an apple tree. My role as an educator and as a teacher is to water that apple seed, to put it in the ground and water it. And the watering is by sharing knowledge and wisdom that I've attained through my years of suffering. Because I have experienced some suffering. Don't let this pretty fool you. I've been through some things, and I can't name one person who's been on this earth for longer than 3 days who haven't experienced some form of pain in one form or another. But the thing that allows me to hold true and to rise above the inconsistencies and the struggles of this world is God, is love. That's the only thing that has kept me strong. I choose light. I choose light. And that has sustained me. That has allowed me to get back up after a setback of many. That's what sustained me. So it is only right. It is only right for me to do my part because I am an educator. It's only right to help to seed and help these children to grow. So in the text of within different religions start when young to seek wisdom is in Judaism, my son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so shall thou find wisdom till thine old age. And in Hinduism, knowledge is riches. What one learns in youth is engraven in stone. Christianity, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And in Islam, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And in Buddhism, he who, even as a young student, applies himself to the doctrine of truth brightens up this world like the moon set free from the clouds. Beautiful. So I encourage you to never be too old to learn. You know, and talk about with the young, but you know, always have an active mind and always be willing to hear sound teachings. Even in older age, there are people who get past a certain age and they think they know everything. Oh, I know everything. I got it. Okay, that's cool. But there are things that you may not know. Even as a youth, there are things that I've learned that, you know, experiences are not comparable to yours by any stretch of the imagination, but I have a new or different set of experiences that may be just as valid to helping you to understand how things operate in this ever so changing world. You know, if I think about companies, like I like to read a lot of business news, and think about companies such as Encyclopedia. Before the internet became a big thing, before CDs became a thing, Encyclopedia had an opportunity to transfer all that knowledge from those books to disc, and they refused. They refused because they assumed that everyone would always want books in their houses. I understand where their logic inherently came from, but the reality is, as things evolve and things become, people look for ways to improve their lives. And books that weigh 20 pounds each, and you move it, and you gotta pay for that storage. You gotta go with the times. You gotta understand what is going on, and there are always signs of what's going on, but you have to stay abreast of that. And that's why not only you being, or the older people, or the elderly, or you know, it should be a mutually beneficial conversation with the youth. It should not be a space where you're just lording over them in an aspect of you just don't understand, you just don't know. You know, because the youth want to learn. They want to. They're hungry for knowledge and for understanding. And if there are not any teachers, if there's just lords who know better, then what fun is that? You know, what fun is that? What fun is, you know, I'd much rather prefer someone who is in front of the classroom, who is authentically passionate about what they're teaching about, and it shows. And maybe that passion sparks something within me to make me want to be like, I like that. I want to do that too. Or, have you ever considered this? And that's where the innovation comes in at. That's where the beauty shows itself. So, anywho, you can follow me on Instagram. I am only on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook or any of the other pages. I'm on Instagram, and my name on there is Pinupish, and it's Pinupish. And if you would like to hire me, you can hire me by going to Instagram as well, and it's Home is Jones, and that's HOMEISJONES. And if you go on there, you can follow me, and then you can click on the link in the bio, and that'll take you to the website, and you got a contact page, and you just maneuver from there. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day or wonderful night, wonderful remainder. Period. And remember, God is love. Au revoir.